of migrant tribes, stories from our journey down under. So we're now in episode 11, and for today we have a very interesting topic, and it goes like this. If I had to start all over again, I would blank. Okay, and I'm pretty sure all of us can relate to that, especially us migrants. When we first arrived in a foreign country, there's so many new things that we'd have to learn, so different from what we're so used to back where we came from. So I'm pretty sure we've all made mistakes here and there, but now we're a bit wiser, we're a bit smarter, we have more experience. So if you had that chance, what would be that thing that or situation you would probably do a bit different? Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking to you about tonight. What I was able to do was I did a short survey. I asked some of my friends on Facebook, asking them the very same question. So I'll just read off some of the things that they said. First goes for Neil, been in Australia for 13 years, and this is what he says. I would still choose Australia over Canada and the United States, and instead of building my first home, I would have bought an established house in a suburb where property prices keep increasing. Okay, so I guess probably a generation out there probably growing up would always look to the United States as the country, as the best country to move to, and also Canada are also is also up there, uh, and other places people move to like New Zealand and then UK, but Australia has improved. Uh, we rank very high in the quality of life, um, and yeah, and good on you, Neil, good on you, Neil, for wouldn't have changed that even given the choice. And he also goes on to say that instead of building my first home, I would have bought an established house in a suburb where property prices keep increasing. So this is a testament to Australia's property market being very active and very resilient. Prices keep going up. Let's say even if you bought a house now that may seem a bit expensive, probably 5, 6, or 7 years time, um, that would come out to be the median or would come out to be already cheap. And this has been shown in many different places, many different suburbs here in Australia. Okay, so next one is from Onin, been in Australia for 5 years, and he goes, I would try and research locations much earlier in relation to where to settle and be more knowledgeable of financial strategies. Okay, so I guess when choosing the place to buy a house, other than the property itself, you should have a very long-term view on the area, on the development in the area. How will that in relation to your distance from work, the schools of your kids, shopping centers, supermarkets, cafes, restaurants. Okay, so you really have to have a long-term view on how things would turn out. Okay, things will not always be the same. Different suburbs keep improving, keep developing. So you should always have a long-term view when deciding. Okay. Next would be Tessa. Tessa been in Australia for 24 years, and she goes, I would have liked to settle in a less colder place than Melbourne. I can definitely relate to that. Let's say in 1 year, probably 9 months would be considered as cold, especially here in Victoria. And at the moment, we are in the middle of summer, but it's freaking cold. Okay, so can't explain that. So that's Okay. Um, Next would be Gerard. Gerard's been in Australia for 38 years, and he goes, I would be all right with what had happened, have no regrets, accepting everything and moving forward. Good. Good on you, Gerard. I guess even if Gerard had the chance of probably doing things a bit differently, he wouldn't have changed much. He wouldn't have had it any other way. Cool. As for me, if I would have started all over again, I would have gotten my ABN much earlier. So what's an ABN? ABN is the Australian business number. So with an ABN, you're able to put up your own business, work as a sole trader, or work as self-employed. As we all know, in because of this pandemic, a lot of people lost their jobs and had to find other sources of income. And ABM would have been pretty handy in that kind of situation. And now more than ever, it's very easy to start your own business, create your own side hustle with so many resources that we can find online. I've always said, even if you have a full-time job, I would always advise or recommend that you have a side hustle that you can work on. Who knows? Maybe that will eventually can take the place of the job that you're doing at the moment. Okay? I hope you were able to learn as well as enjoy today's episode. Please subscribe to our channel and see you next week.